Good morning, people. Good morning, Auntie Diva. Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. Hey, y'all. Midfield
Listen, y'all.
early on a Saturday.
It's a
Hey.
Saturday. Look, and it's a Saturday morning. It's real early, okay? I'm out of town. I had things to do. You had things to do, but we had not yet recapped Married to Medicine, season 11, episode 4. And I said, well, I got a little time this morning on my hands. I said, let's get together and let's come through and recap the people because it's been a lot going on. Now, listen, I made a mistake, people. I hit 11:15 p.m. But we are not going live at 11:15 p.m. We are live now. So make sure you hit that share button. Share, share, share. Let the people know Prince Royaire made a mistake, but he's back and in his right mind. Auntie Diva is in the building. How you doing this morning?
How you doing? Okay. And listen, how you doing? And apparently, shout out to our girl Wendy because it seems like she's doing okay.
Yes.
So happy. So happy.
So happy. We love you, Wendy.
Love you, Wendy. Listen, honey, if Wendy was here now, still on that TV, she would be tearing. They better be lucky she is not working in that capacity anymore, honey.
About collecting a check. Mama would be ringing all through the Wells Fargo land. Okay, Wells Fargo, give Mama her money back because she's here. Auntie Diva, it's been a lot going on in these social media streets. It's been a lot going on with the Bravo stars. We got people, fresh out of jail, fresh going to jail. We got people fighting on the TV shows. We got people, allegedly blaming people for allegedly having meetings about people getting fired. I mean, it's a whole lot of stuff going on. Earlier this week, we dealt with Karen. Shout out to Karen Huger. We praying for you, boo. Karen was found guilty in her charges of a DUI. We had to deal with Karen. We had to show up and show out for Karen. Well, today, we got to show up and show out for Miss Quad and Phaedra because the drama is on fleek.
Drama.
It's a lot. We were talking about a little earlier before we get into this on our last episode. If you did not watch Housewives of Potomac, our recap, make sure you go back and watch that. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. But, we were talking about trying to figure out a name for the show. And I texted you that night. I said, Bravo Celebrities Behind Bars. I think that's what we're going to name the people. Bravo Celebrities Behind Bars.
Not the celebs behind the bars.
It was a lot. Well, gratefully, these ladies are not behind bars. But, Phaedra has had some issues during her tenure on the TV screen here at Bravo. We first met Phaedra a little earlier this year, a couple of years back on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. She introduced herself as the Southern Belle, okay? She was cutesy, she was churchy, she was a mom, she was a wife. She was doing her thing. Yeah. Well, there was a little incident between your girl Candy and my girl Phaedra. Phaedra allegedly was spreading some false rumors about Candy and some just mess going on. If you don't know about it, go research it. We're not gonna go back that far, but Phaedra got moved off of the Bravo, celebrity land for a little while, and so Phaedra's back. She's back, and I told you the other day, Phaedra made the ultimate comeback of reality TV. Would you agree?
Yes, she did. Phaedra done did the Traitors.
Oh my God.
Dancing
with an Emmy for that. Won an Emmy for it.
That part, Dancing with the Stars, Married to Medicine, and now here she going back to, she's on Roa. No matter how you feel about Phaedra, give it up to Phaedra for making the ultimate comeback. Come on now. Come on now, Faye. And they can play Phaedra if they want, but Phaedra is definitely responsible for giving Married to Medicine a different type of new life. Yeah. Point blank, period. Yes. They want to play her, and they can try to play if they want to, but she definitely gave it a different type of new life, and I appreciated Phaedra's moments on The Real Housewives. I mean, Married to Medicine. I'm saying The Real Housewives on Married to Medicine. Yes, I do.
Yes. But like you said, she's done Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, come on.
Come on, Phaedra. I mean, let's just give Phaedra her props for a moment, okay?
Yeah.
Gorgeous woman. in her 50s, 2 boys, you know, a businesswoman, an attorney. She's in the field of mortuary science. You know, she's a book, a writer.
Listen, Royaire, she sees dead people. I ain't trying to fool with you this morning. Come on,
she is back with her original cast. I mean, look, Portia, Cynthia, the girls. Okay. Phaedra has done it, and she's done it looking beautiful. Beautiful as ever. Go Phaedra. Shout out to Phaedra. I'm super
Faye. Go Faye. Come on now. She look
good.
good.
Faye. And look at this. Emmy Award winning. Okay.
Come on now. She
this
looks
is Phaedra part. She looks great.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a fan of all the you know, but
the procedures. We call it procedures.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
I ain't either, because I feel like she probably would have been gorgeous without them. I ain't a fan of it either, but you know what though? I still like her.
Shout out to Faye. Shout out to Faye. So, you know, Heavenly in this messy YouTube. Heavenly goes on down to the YouTube channel, and she says allegedly that Quad, you know, and excuse me, not Quad, her and Jackie and Simone and all the ladies met up, you know, at the hands of Phaedra to have a meeting to vote Quad off the show. Now, if we go back a couple of years back, and not even a couple of years, maybe a year or so, Miss Mariah did an interview with Mr. Carlos King himself, okay? And one of the questions was asked, did Mariah feel some type of way about the ladies voting her off the show, okay? It's alleged that, you know, Mariah was voted off the show by the ladies, and that Quad, you know, was the lead of that. If you remember back in the earlier seasons of Married to Medicine, Quad and Mariah came in as great friends. They were the besties of the group, okay? Best friends. They came in. They were doing their whoop-de-doop-doop. And then next thing you know, they falling out. There's, you know, alleged, you know, allegations of people sleeping with people and doing stuff. And it was just a hot mess. Well, I want to take us on a throwback because, you know, Quad was very offended that Phaedra had this meeting allegedly about her. But did you have this same offense when you was in the meeting with the other ladies trying to get rid of Mariah? Let's check this out real quick, Auntie. Just real quick.
Let's check this out. I'm listening.
So I don't know if it was Quad's karma, but I think that she's getting a dose of her own medicine with the voting out shit. They should have never started that. And I've always said that. Don't allow them to do certain things to me. I said this in the beginning because it's going to be a part of it's going to be a part of the DNA of the show. Once they do it to me, they're going to do it to you too. I hated the whole voting out thing. Why are you voting?
So that was really happening behind the scenes.
Yeah. When they were ready for somebody to go, they would do it through the women.
And the women would just listen and
they would
say, okay.
They would go along. Yeah.
Why?
I guess they felt like whoever was signing the checks, like they just want to stay on and keep getting a check. But they have more power in numbers and when they stick together and stick for what's right. You got to have integrity in some of this stuff.
Come on.
You truly do. And sometimes if it means sitting down and being on a timeout and missing a season, it's okay. Because if you're good, it's gonna come back. But you know, you got to know your worth and know your power. And I don't think that they're doing that. I really, really don't. I think that by now she should have spent off.
Wait a second. You're telling me to my face that you believe Quad by now should have a spinoff?
Yeah, she's single. Like, why is she on me? I just don't understand. I'm not being funny. I don't understand. And you can't tell me you seem to think.
We're gonna have a real conversation because we're
why?
friends. Go ahead, talk to me.
Do not understand how she's married to medicine in any way. I don't. It does not make sense to me. And I'm okay with saying that. I think when her and Dr. G got a divorce, I don't think she should have been kicked off the show. Don't get me wrong. I think they should have shown the way in which they transitioned, what they were doing in their separate lives, and showed her building a new life. And yeah, I mean, it still builds the show. And it still goes back to Married to Medicine. It's just one of the, one of the branches of Married to Medicine. To me, show her dating, show her and that. Now, if that doesn't work, then so be it. But if she's a star, then let her shine in another avenue. But it's a lot of doctors' wives that deserve to be shown.
Now that she is starting, let her shine on her own.
Listen, shout out to Carlos King. Make sure you go check out that interview, subscribe and like to his channel. Thank you, Carlos. Please don't strike us. But, in all honesty, I can even appreciate Mariah being willing to step up and say those things, about Quad, knowing the way she stabbed her in her back. And she's even willing to give Quad a spinoff show, which I don't personally think Quad is that interesting in my opinion. Right. But, the fact that she's willing to open up and still, put that nugget out there for Quad, knowing what Quad did to her, and then Quad out here feeling some type of way about what Phaedra did, we got to address it and talk about it. So let's watch this clip real quick with Quad doing an interview with Heavenly over with Tigga, I want to say it was. So let's get into that real quick. Uh-oh.
It's clocking. Mine does that sometime too. I don't know why.
Cue me up, boo. Where we going? What are we doing? Sorry, everybody. Here we go.
Yeah. Y'all get along with Phaedra? I do. I get along with everybody. Well, for my man.
What about you, I have always had an affection for Phaedra. We've kind of always been cool up until the television thing came on board with Married to Medicine when I helped to bring her on board. And I did sit in on the audition tape or whatever for her, whatever. And I wanted her to be a part of the show. I thought she would be a great addition. Unfortunately, as I was trying to help her kind of usher her in, she was trying to usher me out. And so she created, there was a meeting that was led by her. I'm just saying what it is. Yeah. There was a meeting that was led by her, George, to get me fired.
Whoa.
And that was before all the additional opportunities came, like, Dancing with the Stars and I think it was Traders First, Dancing with the Stars, that then led to her coming back onto Atlanta House.
But you already had such a huge impact, so why would she think that they would get rid of you?
Well, it was a lot going on last season. You understand? And a lot of times people like to control you. Okay, and I'm not really one to be controlled. Okay. Okay. And I hear you, sis. I didn't say he didn't hear you. But so to know that really was disheartening. Sure. You know what I mean? So
and you didn't get that from me.
Well.
Come on, Quad.
Not just you, right? I will say this. Yes, I did get that from Heavenly, but it did not start and begin with Heavenly.
Okay. But the confirmation.
One thing about it, a lot of things come across my desk. True.
Sure.
And that came across my desk by a number of people, and then actually Heavenly put the confirmation on it because I just heard it from people, but Heavenly was in the inside at that time, and it put a stamp on it, and I was like, damn, Phaedra, that's what we doing. Like I really didn't understand why would you do that. You understand? Like you were there, you were already in.
Did you talk to her about it?
She said that she didn't do it. She said I wouldn't do what? How did you hear that? Were you just saying it to say? I said, no, I don't say anything just to say it. I don't do anything for television. I don't say things just for the thrill of it. You did it.
So where y'all at?
I haven't spoken with her.
Would you be open to sit down with her if she said, hey, I apologize? I don't know, we just.
I mean, here's the thing. Let me say this: there is a scene that we filmed this season of Married to Medicine. We were at the Dude Ranch, and Phaedra, they some kind of way they mixed up our luggage, and in any way they had Phaedra to walk my luggage to me. And I was wondering, why is she lingering around? She's still lingering. And she was lingering around, and she wanted to talk, and she said, hey, I want to talk to you. And she said, what's happened? I said, you tried to get me fired, Phaedra. And this was on cameras and everything.
Right.
And she said, where'd you get that from? I wouldn't do that. I said, yes, you did. You did. And then so she talked about it and she apologized for it. And then, she did not like that I said that Candy bitched her for 5 years. Because as long as, and I said it.
Right.
Did she? On business, she did. If Phaedra could not come back if Candy was still present. Okay? So we're going to are we keeping it real with y'all?
No, we want to keep it 100.
I was not a part of the meeting.
I didn't come back yet.
Right.
Not benched for 5 years.
Oh my God! Not 5 years bench from your own show, baby. Oh my God! I mean, listen,
child.
You know,
you talk about doing too much, child.
This was a whole lot. I mean, can we honestly sit here and say that, Phaedra did not play a role in her own demise? We cannot say that. But at the same token, we all fall down and make mistakes. I think, Quad trying to put so much blame on Phaedra for the reason that she was being fired is just too much. Quad is late to every scene. Quad shows up when she feels like showing up, and if she shows up. When she does show up, at one point in time, Quad was kind of open about her marriage and things like that. But then when things started falling apart, Quad pulled back a lot on this show, and it shows. It has affected the show a lot in regards to Quad and her behavior and where she stands. And I personally do not feel that Phaedra was the only one on the bandwagon trying to get rid of Quad. I feel that there were others and that their names are just not being spoken up. I feel like they're only doing this to Phaedra because of the situation that happened with Candy. It's an easy target, an easy blame, and I don't like it. You on mute, boo.
I don't like it either, and let's be very clear. Phaedra was new to the show. Mm-hmm. So even if a newbie comes in and say they want somebody gone, it ain't going to go down just like that unless the other people are in agreement. And Phaedra was not the one that led that conversation last year on the trip to tell Quad she was kicked off the island.
Right.
It was Simone. So they are using her as a scapegoat because she's an easy scapegoat, right? Because she's now going from the show and going back to Roa. Mm-hmm. So, but Quad is not that stupid. Quad knows, but Quad she need a check. So she got to get along and do what she got to do. So you know what I'm going to say? Get your check. But you better be careful rolling in these streets because, everybody like to fight for their name these days.
Listen, and everybody got somebody fighting for their name too.
That part. And so Quad got words in her mouth, but so does Phaedra. Now listen, the epic takedown ever is when Phaedra told off Kenya Moore at that reunion about her needing a petri dish to have a baby. Listen, you mess with Phaedra, you messing with somebody. So Quad got words in her mouth, but so does Phaedra. Yes. And Quad, she all sitting up tall and strong now. But let's be clear, last season she was broke down. And if you go back to that interview that she did with Carlos King right after, she got let go from the show, she was broken. She didn't know how she was going to pay for that mansion. But all right, I ain't mad at you, boo.
Everybody got to do what they got to do, I guess. And so Quad is doing what she got to do to make her staple here on the Married of the Medicine. And so, do I agree with it? No, not all the way. But, it is what it is. Right. And, we will see further down the line, how this goes. Let me ask you this before we get into the new episode. Do you think Phaedra is going to make it to the reunion?
Listen, if they were paying me and I were Phaedra, I would go to the reunion. I would get my checks from wherever I could get them. Because remember, she was benched for 5 years.
Not 5. Okay.
So, break up the checks. Break up the checks.
I feel like if Phaedra can make it through that reunion, with the whole incident, she can make it through any reunion at this point. I mean, that was a major situation. And, she made it through. So, shout out to Phaedra, girl, get your coin, get your check, do what you do. and let's get this show started. Y'all, we are live on both channels on Chronicles of the Gray-Haired Diva and over here on Royaire's World. So please make sure you go like to both channels. And if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell on all. That way you see each and every time we post a video with you in mind. And also share. Good morning, Misbehaving, Grand Rising, Prince Royaire, and Diva. I finally caught alive. Auntie Wendy will have y'all all, we'll have all of us gagged. Yes, she would. Yes, she would.
Yes,
she would. Yes, she would. Good morning, Lady Virgo. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Well, Auntie, I'm going to jump right into it. We are in Married to Medicine, Season 11, Episode 4, Flannels and Fake Apologies. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Shout out to the fake apologies because them seem to be going around a lot here these days. Okay? So, we are starting off where we picking up where we left off last week. Last week, we have flown down to Orlando, Florida. We are going to a dude ranch. The ladies, really want to clear the air, get some of the drama and the mess out, and leave it down there so that we can go back to the A, and be A-okay. So we'll see how that goes. So, last week we had Phaedra, Sweet Tea. I hate calling her Sweet Tea. Phaedra, Letitia, Simone, and Contessa in the truck together. We had Jackie, Heavenly, Toya, and Quad together. So they all finally get to the dude ranch. We are at the Westgate River Ranch, and honestly, Diva, I thought it was a really, really nice, something different, for the ladies. We're normally used to the 5-star hotels and, and the classy dinners and everything. But this was different. I grew up going camping with my family and cousins. So, this was something different. I loved, the scenery and of it all and everything. Your thoughts on, how that was?
I loved it too. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was something different because we getting tired of the same old, right? Lady Virgo said, when is our Potomac recast?
We did Potomac earlier this week. We did Potomac on Wednesday. So you can go back and watch that review. We did recap that. And then we're going to recap next week. It comes on Sunday. Stay tuned.
Not stay tuned. We're going to try to do it on Mondays.
Yes.
Work with us, y'all. Work with us. That's all we get. Work with us.
But shout out to the replay crew. We appreciate y'all too. Thank you.
Yes, we do. I really, I did enjoy it, and I like that they did something different and didn't do the same old. I did, and I was like, you know what? I don't dislike the animals, but I ain't one to be running to no zoo and all that. But I will go to the zoo. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was cute. I did like it.
I did too. I'm gonna go to the zoo as well, but I'm gonna be like 15 feet from all of the exhibits. I'm not letting nobody touch, lick, or anything. I'm not feeding nothing or none of that.
Nobody.
This is event only.
That part you would not be off of my hand.
This is like Sheree's first fashion show, but fashions with no fashions. We just looking at animals. Okay.
Okay. Hello.
So, Jackie did not seem to be open about the Dude Ranch event from what I've seen, nor did Quad, but Simone and Toya seem to be really satisfied with the event that Phaedra has put together. They meet the host at the front gate, and so he is welcoming them in. One of the first things that he gives them is a purple scarf. Purple represents unity, and it also means that they are together as a family here at the ranch. So I thought that was a beautiful thing. The ladies go into the bar's dinner area, they sit down, and so they kind of open up, about what's going on in their lives. So, Diva, I'm really over this whole sex talk thing on every show. Like, can we have some more other meaningful conversation? Like, it's really, really aggy. But the ladies talk about
really aggy.
It is, right? Like, I just there's so much other stuff to talk about.
Yes.
I'm tired of hearing about this on every reality show. Over it. Let's have some meaningful conversations, Bravo. We are smarter than sex and drama. Please give us more. Give us more.
Part, yes.
But Letitia, she says that her first time was not the best. Jackie talks about her first time being with Curtis, in which I wasn't shocked. I've always felt like Jackie was a prune, and so that just fits right into her little category of Curtis being her first. And she was, not very happy about, from what I've seen, you know, Curtis and her first time. Toya says she's been doing it forever. Heavenly said that, you know, her first time was with her husband. And Toya says that she wants Heavenly to practice truth. And I want Heavenly to practice truth too. Your first time was not with your husband, boo. Stop lying to us, okay? You know, Phaedra opened up and said that, you know, she wants this trip to be a positive trip. She wants something, you know, effective to come out of this trip. And so she wanted to open up this trip with positive words of affirmations of what the ladies, you know, would like out of this trip and what they, you know, want to leave with as well. And I thought that was very positive. You know, I thought that was a great conversation that we should have been having, more so than the other conversation that we was having. Well, you know, in the midst of Phaedra trying to create a positive environment, Toya, as only she can do, starts off with the mess. And so she opens up to Phaedra and said, Phaedra, you know, I feel like we, you know each other in the group, you know, and we, you know, kind of hang out with each other, but we don't really know you. We don't know anything about you, you know, and I feel that you like to stay closed off because you want to keep us, the Married to Medicine girls, on a surface level. And so Phaedra says, well, Toya, what would you like to know? You know, I'm willing to open up. I'm willing to share. What would you like to know? And so Toya decided, of all things that she could ask Phaedra, I want to know what ticks you off. I want to know what ticks Phaedra off. And so Heavenly said, you know, well, she wants to know because she wants to tick you off. She wants to set you up and get you going. But Toya, stop it. Let it go. Phaedra said that you're not going to know that. She said that I don't feel like you have, you know, good relationships in this group or conversations. Phaedra said I have great conversations with many of the ladies in this group. Oh. Well, by then, their host came and got them, and they're headed on to the logging, the logging cabins to, you know, get settled in and everything. What were your thoughts on that first, you know, couple of scenes?
They want Phaedra behind. And so now, but see, you know what goes around comes around. And when you want to try to dig a hole for somebody today, it'll be the hole that you fall in tomorrow.
And Phaedra said that while you're digging one ditch for me, make sure you dig two, because the hole you knock me in, you gonna fall in.
You gonna fall in. So you know, Phaedra, she didn't open up really on on the Real Housewives of Atlanta either, if you notice that. She tried to keep her little stuff under wraps. She gave us the surface stuff that she wanted to give us. That's Phaedra, because remember, we got introduced to Phaedra. She was pregnant, but she wasn't pregnant. Then she was a week pregnant, but meantime, she was 9 months pregnant. So, you know, Phaedra is Phaedra, and that's who she gonna be. So she's not gonna open up that much. She gonna give you what she give you, and you take it or you leave it. And that's a point blank in a period. That's it, and that's all. So that's how Phaedra is. Toya was being messy by telling her she wanted more, but Toya is the one that sometimes bring the, you know, the get a little substance in the group or whatever, because that's what she did. Y'all brought them to the do-ran so that we can be honest and open and get to know each other. Well, how is some of us going to be honest and open and giving everything we got to get this check, but then you don't want to give nothing?
Well,
so I get both sides of it, to be very honest with you. Jackie, I could picture Jackie, her first being Curtis, and that's why it's so hard for her to let Curtis go. But does Jackie know that Curtis is gone? Mind, body, and soul.
Not Curtis has left the building.
Curtis has left the building. Curtis, to me, from the moment we met Curtis, I never saw any love and affection from Curtis towards Jackie. He wanted to bamboozle her out of doing her job that she loves, and that's being an OBGYN. I'm not a big fan of Curtis. Yeah, disconnected. Come on, yeah. I'm not a big fan of Curtis. I never thought that he respected Jackie, that he loved Jackie, that he cared for Jackie. And it didn't show through the screen. So, but and especially when it came to Jackie wanting kids. Because Jackie was even willing to adopt, and because Curtis selfish behind already had a child, he was like, no. Curtis is messy on all levels, and I think we might have seen a softer side of Jackie had her husband been softer to her.
Or had he just left the building for real. But
just let her get with somebody that will really love her.
Yes, I agree.
And wait, let me just say this real quick. Jackie keeps that body together.
Bad to the bone.
Jackie is body goals in the sense that she ain't going to eat no candy, no ice cream. She ain't drinking no alcohol. On that note, Jackie is my shiro. I'm headed down that road. Now I'm on the local train. Matter of fact, I'm not sure if the train is moving, but I'm trying to head down the Jackie road when it comes to mind, body, and soul. Jackie don't play with that body, and she never did.
Yes, I totally agree. I loved when Jackie earlier in the seasons was doing her, fit stuff, keeping the ladies together. I really, really enjoy that side of Jackie. And you can tell that is something that she really, really enjoys. And I feel like we need to see a little bit more of that from Jackie once again, but in a nicer way. I think in the past, Jackie was so kind of nasty and mean about it because she was, talking about people being fat, and all of this stuff. But I think if she could be a little bit more, graceful in people trying to, meet their goals, it would be better. Not 2 pieces of lettuce for dinner.
Jackie don't play around. You don't really even see Jackie eating and getting down like that. You don't. But you know what I'm not liking about Jackie? I'm not liking that she's promoting this Ozempic and all these other weight loss drugs because that wasn't her. But it is what it is, and we'll carry on.
Yep. Okay. Well, the ladies pull up to their logins. Everyone seems to be happy per usual, except Quad and Jackie. Heavenly liked her cabin. She preferred that Damon be there with her, but she still liked it. And so, Contessa, really thought it was cute. Letitia thought it reminded her of her grandmother's home. So everybody just fit right in. Heavenly and Jackie decided to go sit on the porch and have a little talk. Heavenly wanted to, ask Jackie, does she feel that this trip is kind of going to be a healing trip? Do you think the ladies are going to, leave in a better place? And Jackie is very hopeful that they will. Jackie says she hopes that this trip is truly about healing, and trying to get over the drama and the mess that we have instead of, keeping on the same path that we've been on. She doesn't want the mess. She really wants to see a change in this group. Heavenly asked, about Phaedra. Do you think, addressing Toya's question, do you think that Phaedra is really trying to keep it surface with the ladies of Married to Medicine? And Jackie said that she feels that, Phaedra is still kind of just trying to fill herself out, figure out the ladies, see who she can trust and who she cannot trust. Jackie's, said in her confessional, she felt that maybe if Phaedra opened up a little bit more, that the group would be able to help her with some of the issues that she's having. Now, what exactly issues is she talking about? I don't know, because Phaedra hasn't really opened up about any issues. But Phaedra did say last season in the past that maybe her marriage would have went a different way if she was around this group of ladies, because the last group of ladies that she was with were not very supportive of her marriage and what she had going on. So, Jackie thinks that maybe if Phaedra opens up, that they can help her out with that, issues that Phaedra may be having. Your thoughts?
I mean, I like Sweet Tea. So that's what I'll say about Sweet Tea. Trying to get Phaedra to open up is never going to happen. It's just not. That's not who she is. And the moment they realize that, the better off they're going to be. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
And I mean, it's nothing more I could really say about that. I think it's a point blank in a period.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do agree with Jackie in the manner of Phaedra is still trying to kind of find her place in this group and, who she can trust and who she cannot trust. Going on a show like this with ladies who have been established for 10 years, it is kind of hard to enter this group, figuring out who you can trust. And then especially where Phaedra has come from, I can see where she's struggling, but we'll see as we get on through this season how that works out. So Letitia and Contessa, get together. They go around to the other I don't know why I keep wanting to say this wrong. To the cabins to, invite the ladies to the hoedown that they are having tonight down at the local bar. So Simone calls Toya, once they get to the bar, the ladies come in. I think everybody looked a hot mess. Nobody was on point for fashion. I did like Jackie's little white shoes. That was cute. But the fashions just were not fashioning. So once the ladies there, Simone calls out Toya for being messy. At the last event with Quad's birthday, Toya was not very happy with the ladies because she just felt that there was a fakeness in the energy realm, and so she wasn't feeling it. She said Heavenly's running around waiting on her next apology. Contessa is pretending, running around here ear hustling, trying to figure out who the next person she can get into. And Simone is running around with her fake smile. Toya is calling Heavenly fake because, she and Contessa have beef. She and Letitia have beef as well. And she wants them to work those issues out. Toya also called out Simone because her and Quad have issues that they need to be worked out. Toya said, I feel comfortable calling Heavenly fake because she is. Just like I feel like comfortable calling Jackie boring, or because she is. And Jackie said, well, if I'm boring, ma'am, you are have no substance. Excuse me. You have no substance. I said, not no substance. Toya, girl, it's time for you to read Jackie down. So as the ladies are going back and forth, Quad and Phaedra are headed over to the bar as well. And so as Quad and Phaedra come in, Heavenly and Sweet Tea are going back and forth at it. Sweet Tea feels that Heavenly owes her an apology. Heavenly's been dragging her in the YouTube streets, dragging her in the Twitter streets, dragging her on the Instagram streets. She's disrespected her family, her friends, and her husband. And, Letitia's not having it. Heavenly tries to apologize to Letitia. She says, I do apologize for what I said, but I hope as well that you're remorseful about the things that you said as well, because you said some things about me and my husband, and those alleged things, Letitia said, I said those things because of what you said about me. You came for me, I came for you. Phaedra and them enter in the room. Sweet Tea says, I never thought that Quad would be able to save my life the way she did today. Came in. She said, well, listen, y'all going back and forth. Nothing's going to change. Let's get this little party started. Sweet Tea, got the party going, teaching everybody line dancing, the country line dance. And that was pretty much that scene. Jackie did apologize to Toya about calling her having no substance, and then at the end of that, Heavenly went over to Sweet Tea and said, this was a great event. You did a great job on your dance. Thank you for inviting me. That was pretty much all of that. Your thoughts?
Whoo!
It was a lot, right?
It was a lot. Well, listen, you know what? Toya is Toya, but you know what? I really like Toya. I like every side of her, when she being ditzy, when she being messy. And Toya is a true housewife. Okay.
Yes.
And that's what she is. And it's called Married to Medicine, right? Well, she is married to medicine. Dr. Eugene is a doctor, and she's the wife. And that's the role she plays, right? Where the rest of them are doctors themselves, pretty much, with the exception of Phaedra, right? And what's her name? And Quad. So, I thought it was good. And I also think that Contessa, and although I thought they did Contessa dirty, and I thought Contessa should have stayed, well, now this is Contessa's opportunity to prove she belongs on Married to Medicine. But when all you got for us is holding on to past grudges, I'm good. I could not see you again. You could go somewhere. The other thing I'm noticing is we don't see much of Contessa's husband. I wonder if he's done with
Scott. Yeah.
We're not seeing much of Scott, right? We don't even see her when she packing her bags. We don't see Scott talking to her. We're not seeing much of Scott. But I get it because Scott had a rough way to go in here. Scott is another one. You know, he did and dabbed in the other relationships. He was in his feelings. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it was questionable about what he was or was not doing. But hey, marriages have his roller coaster ride. As a wife, she decided to stay, so she's okay with Scott. So I'm gonna be okay with Scott too, until I find a reason I need to put my foot on his neck, right?
Oh my God!
But in the meantime, is she okay with her man? I'm gonna be okay with him too. You understand? I mean, I thought that the scene was the scene, but and you know, I could be on Dr. Heavenly, but I'm with Dr. Heavenly on this one. I thought we was good already.
Yeah. I definitely thought we were in a better place, or at least have let it go. At least, even if we're not in a better place, let's at least let it go.
That's it, and that's all. Let it go.
Move on. Yeah. We have 55 people in the building, so please make sure you're hitting that like button on both channels. We are live. We truly appreciate you joining us. Make sure you subscribe to both of our channels and share this live. Thank you so much for joining us.
And we appreciate y'all. Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Thank you so much. So, you know, the ladies are kind of headed on to dinner. And so over at this dinner, you know, by now the ladies are kind of tipsy, you know, they having some real conversations. You know, Contessa is, you know, frustrated with Heavenly. Heavenly's frustrated with Contessa. You know, Contessa wants to move on with Heavenly. She's saying that she does, but her actions are showing differently. Heavenly asked Contessa, do you really know, you know, Letitia? She said, I've known her for a few weeks, but what I do know is that she hasn't hurt me. You know, Phaedra and this group is really, Phaedra's unfamiliar with this group as far as the discussions that the ladies have had in the past and the beefs and things like that, you know. So they get to the dinner pit, everybody's sitting around, and so Jackie and Simone decided that they needed to go to their rooms and let the ladies have a grown-up conversation. So Quad sits down with Heavenly and Contessa. And so she's saying, you know, you guys have known each other for 10 years. We've been in this group, you know, and you guys had a really close friendship. At one point, you were closer than Heavenly and I.
Come on now.
Vacation together. When your mom passed away, she was there for you. And, you know, Scott and Contessa was having issues. Heavenly was there for you. You know, what can we do to help you ladies move on? Well, Contessa says Heavenly doesn't seem interested in this conversation. So we'll talk about it later. You know, and, you know, Quad says 10 years has to mean something because it means something to me. Well, Contessa said, well, if it means something to you, maybe you should have that conversation with Simone. But right now, we're good. And so Contessa, Letitia, and Toya say good night. We good on this conversation. Phaedra, Heavenly, and Quad decided to stay back. And so Phaedra says, you know, Quad, you know much better what's going on with these ladies than I. And, you know, how do you think we can fix this? You know, Heavenly opens up and says that, you know, her and Contessa were really true friends. And she tried to move on and to get past this. But at this point, she's over it. She's done. Contessa's not trying to put in the real work. She's not trying to put in the real work. It is what it is. You know, they kind of end the night on that note and move on. So your thoughts and opinions on all of that happened?
You know, Royaire, when it comes time to making up with somebody, it got to be two willing parties. And I will chase you if you're willing to get caught. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm not about to chase you, go behind you, and you done with me. If you done with me, then I'm going to respect that and be done with me. But every time I get around you, I'm not going to deal with you. I'm still mad. You throwing little side digs. I know she never hurt me. At this point, Contessa, you need to seek therapy. You go to the online therapist. Do what you got to do. How are you a doctor? And you got to tell people about how to forgive and how to move on and this, that, and the other, because, you know, stress kills, but you can't seem to get on and move on yourself. It just doesn't make any sense. you got to, at some point, Royaire, you got to make a decision about anybody that you fight with in your life. Either you're going to let it go and move on, or you're not.
Yeah.
But if you're not, and just because you're not, that don't mean every time I'm around you, I got to keep apologizing and you never going to accept my apology. Like, where we do that at, and why would I continue to do that? I'm good. If you don't like me and you don't want to be around me and you don't accept none of my apologies, then I'm done.
Done.
All right. I tried. I'm not going to keep explaining it to people. I'm not doing all of that. You still with your husband that caused all the pain, but you can't forgive me. That just don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do I think that, every now and then I think Quad makes a lot of sense, and she was correct in trying to say, like, listen, y'all was so close.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, they went on vacations together. Even Jackie told Dr. Heavenly that. She said, you really can't save this. Y'all, you trying to act like you didn't like Contessa, but y'all was on vacations together. Y'all was in each other's face. And now here we are. Like, how did we get here? Mm-hmm. It's like sometimes you have to ask yourself, how did we get here? How did we get in such a really bad space? But I think Contessa was embarrassed about everything that Heavenly said on her YouTube channel. And listen, do I think Heavenly ran her mouth too much? Absolutely. But do I think Heavenly it's time to forgive her and let's move on? Absolutely.
Yeah.
We got to let this thing go. Okay. You got benched the whole season, Contessa. Since we use a quiet word, you know what I'm saying? You got benched, and now here we go. Like, why are we here, Maria?
Why? I don't understand. I really, really don't. And I feel like, especially for Contessa, if you remember back earlier in the earlier seasons, Contessa wanted to be the general for public health and all of that stuff. How can you be the general of public health and you can't even work out healthy relationships in your own friendship group?
You better talk.
What are we doing?
You better talk.
Yeah. I really want Contessa and Heavenly to, just really move on from each other. We know this friendship is not going to work out. Neither of you are willing to do the work, nor neither of you are willing to take accountability for the parts that both of you played in this demise of the friendship. So let's just move on and let it be what it's going to be. Phaedra said that tomorrow Toya is going to be the creative director for the group photo shoot. This is supposed to be a Beyonce themed photo shoot for Cowboy Carter, Married to Medicine. So going into the next day, Heavenly calls to check on Daddy. He's getting ready, Dr. Damon, he's getting ready to do a procedure. Dr. Jackie is checking in with her doctor's office and getting her schedule together. She's going straight back to the hospital when she gets back. Toya and Contessa are having a talk about a raccoon that Toya seen the night before. Toya was out gallivanting in the night streets, and so the raccoon ran up on her and was ready to fight her, so she went on back to her room to mind her business. Letitia meets up with Simone, and so they come together to have a conversation about going horseback riding and everything that they have planned today. Simone opened up about yesterday's event with Heavenly apologizing to Letitia, and Letitia really didn't receive the apology very well. And so Letitia felt that the apology was not sincere. She has talked about again her mama, her daddy, her husband, her sister, her brother, and everybody else. How can I accept those apologies when she continues to do those things? In Simone's confessional, she said that she has told Sweet Tea several times to not take Heavenly's words personally. You cannot keep dwelling on the things that she says. Just move on. The reason Simone says the reason Heavenly keeps coming for her is because she's coming at Heavenly with combative energy. So Heavenly is bringing the combative energy back. She asked Sweet Tea, do you think you could be a little bit more vulnerable and come to Heavenly in an open space to try to heal this situation? Sweet Tea says she's done all that she can do and she ain't doing no more.
No more.
No more, no more. Okay. Heavenly meets up with Dr. Jackie. They are in Dr. Jackie's room, and so yet again, we're having this conversation about Heavenly and Contessa. Jackie really wants Heavenly and Contessa to have a sit-down conversation and really talk about the demise of their friendship. as I have said already, Jackie opened up about, how they gone on vacation together and how, they spent so much time together. They talk several times a day. They have had a really deep connection from the outside looking in. And so Heavenly said, well, it really wasn't that. Heavenly actually said that she forgot about all of the things that her and Contessa have done together. And I think it's because Heavenly is so focused on dwelling on the negative that she can't even look at the positive that was in the friendship. Right. Jackie said when her and Simone fell out, Jackie had to come to the realization that this was my friend. I miss coming to the hospital and laughing and having lunch and spending time together, during those dreary long days. I miss being able to pick up the phone and say, girl, I'm ready to push Curtis down the steps, jokingly. She missed those things. Heavenly said that she felt that the friendship was one way. It was a one-sided friendship. Every time that her and Contessa was on the phone talking, Contessa is complaining about Scott and what Scott doesn't do and how he doesn't. And so, she just can't move on from that situation. Heavenly said that she has actually just gotten to a place where she's put it all in the past. She's willing to, be cordial with Contessa, but as far as a friendship, the door is closed, in the words of Nene. Your thoughts on all of the ladies in their time, separately together?
It was a good scene, right? It was a good scene. And again, I appreciate Dr. Jackie trying to say to Dr. Heavenly, like, think about this. Do you really want to let this whole thing go between you and Contessa? Because y'all have more than either one of y'all willing to, admit to. And Contessa is all in her feelings. Mm-hmm. She's all in her feelings. I think where Dr. Heavenly went extra, she did. She was blowing it up on live. Mm-hmm. She was enjoying going to people's what do you call it? Mm-hmm. Interviews and doing all of that. I think that as a friend, I wouldn't have went that far. I wouldn't have did that. No matter what my own friend would have said about her own business on the TV, I wouldn't have been in lives repeating it, right? So I think there is a huge difference there. But I think there's so many people that they really don't, what do I want to say? They really don't value friendship the same way. Yeah. And I think that all these Bravo celebrities, they will do the most to get a check for him. Mm. They don't give a darn who they hurt, because I really even felt that Dr. Simone, she went too far with Quad at the reunion.
Yes.
And I feel like it was all for a check. I mean, a little girl lost her life.
Yeah.
There's nothing to joke about. There's nothing to even, and I wouldn't have did that. I don't care what do you call it? Bravo would have told me. I would have been like, I'm not going there. This girl lost her life. Her little niece lost her life. I'm not doing that. Yeah. Not doing it for no check. So y'all get somebody else to do it. Or you have Andy the host bring it up. But what you're not fitting to do is have me do that. So I think they all do the most for the check. I think that a lot of it is wrong, but I think that it is what it is, so to speak, if you understand what I'm trying to say.
I do.
So like I said, this episode to me was kind of like, it was like on an even ground. It was no really ebbs and flows in it. It kind of all was on the same playing field for me. But I thought it was great conversations. I thought great points was being brought up each way, and especially with Sweet Tea.
Yeah.
Dr. Heavenly, they could say what they want about Dr. Heavenly's behavior, but Dr. Heavenly is older than Sweet Tea. Mm-hmm. Sweet Tea could be her daughter. Sweet Tea could be her niece. Sweet Tea is not the same age as Dr. Heavenly. And I feel like anybody that is already had a marriage, and you got a young lady that's, started out her marriage and she's trying to have a baby, I feel like this group that is married to medicine, that knows the idea of how stress can stop everything, I feel like they should be embracing Sweet Tea more, and I'm talking on the whole, encouraging her and forcing an environment where she can begin to even try to have a healthy child. And if they want to have these sex conversations, I think it should be individual pocket conversations with Sweet Tea, because you got OBGYNs in the group, 2 of them, telling Sweet Tea how she can best achieve her goal of trying to have a family with her husband. So there's a lot of times where this show gets an epic fail.
Yes.
Because there's great opportunity to show there out in the world. There are so many young ladies that are starting their family and they're so stressed because they're not getting pregnant right away.
Yeah.
So you got this opportunity on TV to show this thing and how you can support Sweet Tea. Instead, I feel like they're throwing daggers. It's petty, it's low, and it's extremely low when help me out. When Sweet Tea is younger.
Call it out. Yeah, and she can call it out. And she's been calling it out. And that's really one of my biggest issues, not even just this season, but even last season with Dr. Jackie, you being someone who cannot have children, who tried and struggled. Yeah. And the way that you mistreat Sweet Tea, even with y'all's personal issues. Let's set the personal issues aside. You're a female doctor, as you love to claim all the time, and you helping everybody have their baby and doing what they can do. It would behoove you to be a woman of support to Sweet Tea to try to help her in this area. Now, I know that Sweet Tea has to be open to receive that help, but at the same token, Jackie, you have not been receptive to put that help out there either. You haven't been nice since day one. You have been, throwing shade at this young lady, saying little smirky things. And then when she got back at you, you decided to get upset and be done with her altogether. Totally out of pocket, so nasty, so rude. For you to be in your 60s and to be behaving like this and not trying to support someone who is trying to have a baby, knowing what you went through, is utterly disgusting to me. And I can't look past Jackie's behavior in this specific situation. I don't like it. Simone doesn't even advocate the way Jackie does about females, having issues with having babies. And the fact that Simone has been more supportive of Letitia in this manner versus Jackie, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Yeah. I appreciate Simone trying to give trying to give Letitia some advice, though, in regards to Heavenly, of not letting her words, bother her and take them so personally. Though it is hard, I totally agree that she should just kind of move on and let things be what it's going to be. If anybody knows about Heavenly's words, bothering them, is Simone. Simone really went through it with Heavenly and her husband and things being said, and they were able to move forward and overcome that. So hopefully, Jackie, Heavenly, and Letitia can get into a cordial place where we can honestly be helpful to one another. Heavenly has been married for some time. You can definitely give some advice to Sweet Tea on her marriage, on how to make things work, how to be a good wife. That's one thing I will give to Heavenly. She's an amazing wife and an amazing mom. So there are things that these ladies can teach Letitia if they are willing to put their pettiness aside. Stop being old and mean and petty and be mature and be a role model for this young lady that y'all keep calling a little girl, but she's showing up growner than y'all.
Yeah. I think she is. Yeah. I like Sweet Tea. I think she's a great addition. She's something different. We don't need everybody on the same level. She's very innocent, very naive. I like Sweet Tea, and I want her to stay on the show. And you know what? Let her get her check. Yeah. Let her get her check. These ladies need to level up and stop treating everybody really badly.
Yeah, like they're beneath them. Y'all ain't above nobody.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, moving on. So the ladies are heading out for an eventful day. The ladies decided to go horseback riding. After the horseback riding, we did a little jump rope and playing around in the ground. We went to a petting zoo. The ladies, specifically Contessa allowed an animal to lick her on her face and do all the most of that. The other ladies is not with that, but that's what happened with that. Once we leave there, we are headed back to the bonfire to have lunch. So we're sitting at the table, and somebody questions where Sweet Tea is. And Jackie says she's missing. She got ate by an alligator. Here's my thing with Jackie yet again. Now, you didn't go check on this young lady. We find out that, Auntie Flo is here, this week for Letitia, and she's having some problems. She's struggling. You, as a female doctor who loves to help females and be there for them, why didn't you go check on her? Why didn't you make sure she was okay? And maybe she did. Let me not say that she didn't, but we did not see that on camera. But instead, you decided to throw shade and talk about her behind her back. Yet again, Jackie being Jackie, you know, I just it gets on my nerves. The ladies opened up about you know, their past jobs and what they did growing up. Letitia talked about her childhood. Simone talked about her childhood. She worked at Baskin Robbins. She lied about her age and said she was 16 so that she can get that money. Toya said that she worked at A&W dressed as the bear outside, waving and doing her thing. Quad and Heavenly worked at Captain D's. Heavenly said that she made $3.35 an hour, and she worked so hard that they call her crack, because she just kept on going and getting her money. So after that, the ladies prepared for the photo shoot with the group. Like I said, this is a Beyonce themed cowgirl photo shoot representing Cowboy Carter. And so Toya says the ladies have 2 hours to get it together. She wants to keep the good light that's going. So the ladies go off into their rooms. Contessa, I don't know. In the words of Toya, no sense of fashion. Quad was all dressed down in her red. Toya wanted her to add a little bit of hint of white into it. You know, I'm guessing this was supposed to be a red, white, and blue themed event. It was giving 4th of July celebration, I guess. So that's what I took of it. Toya didn't like Heavenly's shirt. She wanted Heavenly to try on a different shirt. Toya loved Jackie's outfit. And honestly, I enjoyed Jackie's outfit as well. I think Jackie was the best dressed with the rodeo theme. Toya liked Phaedra's outfit. She told Phaedra, I need you to be on time today, honey. Get there and be on time. Toya, she loved Simone's outfit. Simone was shocked about her liking her outfit. Toya thinks that Beyonce is going to give her a call for her next creative video. Toya, stop lying to yourself, boo. That's not
Ciao.
But that was pretty much the end of that episode. Your final thoughts and opinions on that last couple of scenes with the ladies down at the petting zoo and all of that, eating and all of that.
Yeah, I'll jump to the photo shoot because everything else was like, and I'll say this, the photo shoot was tragic. I mean, they didn't have the actual photo shoot yet, but all the outfits to me were tragic. But the best, that if I had to give a best, I would say was Simone. Oh, and Dr. Jackie. I'm sorry, Dr. Jackie. That Dr. Jackie looked good. But I mean, it was tragic, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and you are right, Felicia. Beyonce would be disappointed. This was tragic. Yes, it was. I agree with you. Okay.
Horrified.
Okay, mortified, all the words. Okay. So it and Toya, the one to be the creative designer on this, I wish they would go back to the days where they actually brought in other individuals. You know, I miss the Dwight days. I miss the because Dwight is extra. I don't know what, and I know he's from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but he was extra. Okay. And what's it, Miss J and all of them. If you're going to do Miss Lawrence, if you're going to do a photo shoot. Now, I don't know who their photographer is going to be yet, but you need that. What is his name? Blanks? What is that guy?
Derek Blanks, honey. Derek.
If you want to slay, you
better call Derek, okay?
You better call Derek. You understand what I'm trying to say? So we need those days back. No, you did not. You walked around. I thought her walking around in everybody's room was cute. See, I thought that was cute.
What in the hot mess?
What in a hot mess? And Contessa's outfit, it looked like a bad porn.
Yeah.
Come on, Felicia. Jesus, take the wheel.
Take it all.
And what did Dr. Heavenly have on?
Honey, she looked like the dude of the Dude Ranch.
It was not. And there was no coordination between them all. I see they have the two people with the red on at the end, but it was not cool. It was not good.
Yeah,
that's horrible.
This is horrible.
Horrible. This is an epic fail,
especially for 11 seasons. This is really
you just said it, Royaire. For 11 seasons, this is season 1 material right here. This
Jackie showed up at season 11. I don't know what everybody else showed up as.
You know what? I'm gonna give that to you. Jackie sure did. Yeah, look, even her pose. Her pose is like, I don't know what these hoes doing, but I'm about to. No, you are right. You are right. Dr. Jackie, she slayed this photo shoot.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of them is a hodgepodge, hot, nasty, disgusting mess.
Totally disappointed in Phaedra. I expected so much more from Phaedra. So much more.
But this outfit, what does Dr. Contessa have on?
That you gonna break her soul?
Her soul is broken.
All the way.
All the way. None of them. And even you, Toya, you the leader of this thing, child.
Hot mess.
Hot mess. Hot, stinking, filthy, nasty. What in a Cowboy Carter mess is this?
This puts Beyonce to shame, and I never see anything that puts Beyonce to shame, but this does it for sure.
Listen, Royaire, when this came across her desk, she said delete.
This deserves a personal lawsuit for each of these ladies except for Jackie.
This is a whole crime. This is a whole nasty, hot, stinking mess of a crime. What is this? This is stupid.
This is dumb. It was really dumb. But that was season 11, episode 4, Flannels and Fake Apologies of Married to Medicine. Listen, people, we are getting ready to give our final thoughts and opinions. But before we do, we want to thank you so much for joining us. If you have not hit the like button yet, make sure you hit the like button on both of our channels. We are live on Royaire's World as well as Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva. So make sure you go over on both of those and hit the like button. We are getting ready to give our final thoughts and opinions, but before we do, we want you to leave your final thoughts and opinions down in the comment section on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. What do you rate this episode, Flannels and Fake Apologies? Leave them down in the comment section, and we will get to those in just a second. Auntie, your final thoughts and opinions on this episode.
And that's me being generous. That's me being generous. Word. That's me being generous because I'm just like, yeah. That's me being generous. I mean, I'm sick of the like, forgive already, y'all grown adults. And you could be in a room with somebody, not love them and forgive them. Yeah. Figure out another storyline. Because I'm over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with you. I'm giving this a 5 as well. You know, it just wasn't it. This episode, you know, for this to have been a trip for healing and repair and to trying to get things better, it did not give that at all. I didn't see any kind of relationships coming together this episode. I see no, you know, drama or issues worked out. And by personal opinion, I think we're going to leave this trip a little worse than what we came. You know, the ladies are just not in a good place as a whole, and I'm not liking it at all. So, you know, next week, I guess we'll see what's going to happen this coming Sunday. I just, from the looks of it and from the trailers, it's not looking too good for the ladies. But let's see. Lexi is giving this a 7. Felicia is giving this a 6. A 6 for the outfits. No, the outfits need a 0.
A 0, a whole 0.
The class failed.
Yeah.
Nobody understood the assignment except for Jackie.
Not even the coordinators. How you coordinated it and you don't get it right? That just don't even make no sense.
No sense at all. No sense at all. Ocean Dreaming is giving it a 6. Let's see. Next week looks crazy. Next week does look crazy. Chosen is giving it a 2. That's what this episode really deserves, a 2. Mm-hmm. This was really, really bad. Well, people, this was season 11, episode 4 of Married to Medicine, Flannels and Fake Apologies. Earlier, we addressed Quad and Phaedra and that situation. Any final thoughts on that, Auntie, before we go?
No.
Okay. Quad, my final thought for you is before you point the finger at somebody else, make sure you're reflecting yourself. Make sure you're looking at what you're doing and how you're doing it and who you're doing it to before you point the finger at someone else. As
well, you know what? I'm sorry, Ray. You know what they say, when you point the finger at somebody else, look at how many is pointing back at you. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Mariah already said it, just like you voted me out. She doesn't believe that you're getting your karma, but you're getting a taste of your own medicine. Mm-hmm. And, that medicine was definitely very bitter because you rushed your way back over to the Married to Medicine to get back on here. Sister Circle failed. Your marriage failed. I don't hear much about your cookbook or anything else. So I guess we'll see how, this new relationship goes. I'm not a real big fan of, this new guy. It's something about him. I can't put my finger on it, but it's something about him that I'm not really too caring for. But we're going to see. I guess we'll find out the rest of the season. If you missed our recap of Housewives of Potomac, make sure you go back and catch our recap. We did that on Wednesday. So make sure you go back on either of our channels and hit that like button and watch that. This has been the episode 4 of Married to Medicine. So make sure you hit the like button on this video as well. Stay tuned as Housewives of Potomac will be dropping tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you catch that so you can join us next week on our recap of that. And then Married to Medicine comes on at 9 o'clock. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Any updates for you on your channel today? You going live or anything?
I'm going live later on for trending topics. Not sure what time yet because I do need to go shopping and finish up some stuff because tomorrow, I got my book club meeting. I got stuff to do, but I will be going live tonight. We appreciate y'all for joining us and supporting us in these reality show recaps. So much love. And yes, one day soon, I guess, we'll finish off. We started out strong. We was in the building.
We're going to do better.
And then, we'll do better. We'll do better. Pray for us, y'all. That's all we got to say.
Oh, my gosh. Hello. Do you guys remember this guy?
Oh, my God.
I remember. How you doing?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Well, y'all, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe on both of our channels and turn the notification bell on all. That way you see each and every time we post a video with you in mind. Make sure you join Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva this evening for trending topics. I think that is it. Listen, happy holidays to everybody. Merry Christmas. I know this time of the year can be great for some, but a struggle for others. Yes. So if you need, something to lift your spirits, go back and watch some of our shows. I promise you, you're going to laugh for sure. We are sending up thoughts and prayers for each and every one of you. I hope you enjoy this holiday season. And Merry Christmas, just in case we don't see you before the Christmas holidays, but I'm sure we will.
Good night. Goodbye, y'all.
Bye.
Royaire's World.